Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just enough Heshy. Join the crowd, it's messy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show, the special election edition. That's
Wow.
what you called it. By the way,
Special election
Tom,
edition.
I
Yes, sir.
love that shirt. Show it to the
And,
audience.
and if you want to get a shirt like this, come down to 5318 16th Avenue. corner
volunteer
54th
for the
Street.
day, and you got a shirt and a
A
hat.
shirt, a hat, and maybe we'll even give you a poster. And maybe,
A poster we can give you, and I'll sign
Plenty
it
of
for you.
Yes.
This is going to be a crazy couple of days.
Oh, my God.
And I'm going to tell you what happened to me with the election, how people are calling me and threatening me and not threatening me. And wherever I go, they're talking to me. But again, you and me are going to argue tonight because I'm still telling you that Curtis has a chance. The numbers are out there. I'm telling you, with a high turnout, I know that Cuomo, you said that, with a high turnout, that even the poll numbers don't work for Mandani.
well, right now it seems like Cuomo's got some momentum. If you believe the turnout, Quinnipiac came out with a poll today. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it over the next hour. That basically said that their poll doesn't take into account the unexpected high turnout, and based on who's coming out to vote so far, it would be Cuomo who has a shot.
Well, I tell you something. People are saying Cuomo is better than Curtis. Curtis has no chance. And I tell people, this week, Curtis's liaisons, and Curtis is like, I always told you, Ina Vernikova. I tried to make peace with her. She's a double-crossing rat.
Oh, I am so happy you're going to talk about this to lead off.
I'm on the executive committee now of the Republican Party, and I will not nominate her the next time around.
Well, she's not running again.
She
She's
can't run
term
as
limited out.
councilwoman, but she's going to try to run for senator. So why is he?
But
playing
you know
with
what? I
his
got to
hands?
be, I want to take a different path.
We're going to take a different path. when we
But
start.
here's what I want to say on that. As crazy as this sounds, everything that she said about Ari Kagan, she's basically a hypocrite. So really, maybe should the people of the 48th Council District, the Republicans that just voted in that primary a few months ago, would they have been better with Ari Kagan?
Does she have a
As crazy as this sounds.
Does she have anybody running against her on the Democratic side?
There's no opponent for her. No opponent gets a free. Now we know why, by the way. She gets a free ride. Now we know why she's unopposed.
Right.
Because all the Democrats support her, and she's just returning the favor. And also, let's go about it. Benedict Hyken. Let's go talk about Benedict. Now, I'm no Curtis fan. I'm no Curtis fan.
Like Dove. By the way, Dove did call me and explain to me his side of the story.
Well, you know what? Ina's side of the story is the same side as Hyken's side
No,
of the
it's
story.
not right. Ina is a wacko completely. Why is the producer telling us what to talk about? He just
Well,
has to
because I
push
think what the
buttons.
producer actually, I can handle this. The producer is telling us we've got to get ready to the 5-minute mark soon. We're almost there,
Yeah.
so we'll have plenty to talk about that. And if you do want to call us tonight and give us your thoughts, I want to say hello to my buddy Joe Rosas, by the way, strong Republican,
Yeah.
good friend. He said Heshy's sorry, Curtis has no chance. He's voted with Cuomo. He's on Team Cuomo, and everybody else seems to be in Borough Park
and
and
I've
Midwood.
explained this
And
to you
646-974-1580. Give us a call.
Put
tonight.
it on the screen. 646
646-974-1580. 646, like the 8675309. 646-974-1580.
Oh God, yeah. God help me. I don't know. Tom is the special election has him excited.
We are really special here on Just My Festy show, but yes. But maybe it's time that we introduce some of our
Not yet,
audience.
because I want to tell you one thing
Okay.
before the live audience come on the screen, that I am a loyal man. I'm honorable. People say, well, Heshy, go with your brains. If you stick with the underdog, which I've always fought for, you win. And just like you all thought Trump was going to lose, and I said he was going to win with a landslide, he won. I'm telling you that I think if the people use their brains, Curtis is all over the place. I don't know.
Well, in the meantime, I do want to formally introduce our listeners who are joining us here on the Worldwide Radio. First of all, the legendary rock and roll radio station that used to be 102.7 WNEW, now the home of the Just Enough Heshy show. WJPR in beautiful Miami, Florida, where everybody that's voting for Cuomo is going to go if he loses, 1640 AM. And of course, our flagship station, WSNR 620 AM. You are here with us on the special election edition of two really special guys right now, the Just Enough Heshy show with Tom and Heshy.
I went down to Florida to visit an older guy. He was sick and he went to the hospital. He had nobody. So I flew down on Friday to go visit him, take him out of the hospital, and take him home and take him out. And the plane, and I got up at like 3 in the morning.
I do remember you actually spoke to me because I was up.
Right.
I was up.
I'm always up at that time.
I know. You, me both.
I got to the airport, checked in early, did my thing, flew to Florida. The plane was delayed. The car rental tried to rip me off. And I got the car. There was no way I could get back for Shabbos. So I told Linda to go to her sister, and I stayed there for the day. And for the Shabbos, I found a hotel near my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. I went there to eat, and I went to their synagogue to pray.
That's very nice.
And I flew home on Sunday.
I remember that.
And I had to drive 250 miles because I didn't want to stay in West Palm Beach. So I came to Miami and back. And
that'll be the home of many Cuomo voters if he loses.
So when I went shopping over there for the Shabbos stuff, people were stopping me, just like here in New York. When I'm walking home, who should I vote for? I mean, everybody knows.
Well, you know what they
vote.
say now. Florida's become the sixth borough.
No, but everybody knew me there. When I went to synagogue on Shabbos, I just thought nobody would know me. I took a 15-minute walk, like a mile and a half walk. All of a sudden, 20 people stopped me on the street,
but
like they know me over
You've
there.
confirmed my point that Florida now has become the sixth borough of New York City.
Anyways, so my point to you is that people were stopping me. People ask questions. Now they're saying, well, Cuomo. And I
was out, I was telling you today.
I know you said you're voting for Cuomo.
I didn't say I was voting for Cuomo. I said I was not sure yet.
When I pick a team, okay, and the guy is good, if he screws me, I got it, even though Curtis did screw me.
Curtis has screwed you a lot more than he's helped you, just reminding you.
I am loyal. I am loyal to my people.
And I'm loyal to my friend Rose Hellman.
Right.
Remember Rose Hellman?
Yeah.
That was the candidate I was backing, Rose Hellman.
But my point is, I'm loyal and I'm helped. By the way, Curtis is coming Sunday to Borough Park to Amnon's Pizza, where I'm treating anybody who shows up to a free slice of
Josh
pizza.
Bailey loves Amnon's. He's in the chat. We got Rachel. Amnon's, I know that. And I want to say hello to William Gonzalez, Rachel Bartlett.
So
if you
12 o'clock, we're going to have the Curtis coming in. We're going to have a pizza. We're going to walk around Borough Park a little bit. I'm going to try to take him to a rabbi and then to somebody's house to eat.
Good.
So if you want to meet Curtis, come to 48th Street and 13th Avenue on Sunday.
2 blocks away from the D train.
2 blocks from the D train. Come on down. Come meet Curtis. Come to my rally. You're going to have a great time. You're going to see both of us.
Yes.
So again, my thing is like this, and I know we're going to argue on the polls. I saw your polls. Yes, you're right. Cuomo did catch up. He's like 10 points or 9 points behind. But I'm reading other polls that Curtis really has stepped up, and he's already at 26%.
22.
22, 26. The point is with the margin of error of 4%, that's 28. Okay, and Mendani's 42 comes down to like 38, and I'm just telling you that I believe that Curtis. So people are saying, well, he has no chance. If you're not going to try, many times people are in trouble and they just give up.
Yep.
Don't give up. You keep trying. Look at Curtis. He could have walked away. He could have got a job. I could have walked away from this election cycle. I don't need it. People are telling me I'm not voting for a lot of people, they did a push poll for me, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I have over 70% of the Republicans supposedly voting for me in this election over Simcha Felder. Now, we don't have it on the Democratic side yet, but we have it on the Republican side.
And I think if you want to talk about that, like I said, give us a call, 646-974-1580. Josh Bailey said he will be there. He's ready for that
We're
flight.
going to start the show in a minute. I want to first do my shout-outs.
Yes, do your shout-outs.
And my shout-out is to my beautiful granddaughter, Mira Nava.
Favorite part of the show.
And, of course, Leila Tamar. And my grandson, Benjamin Hill. And my other grandson, Yeshua, that they cut his hair this week. We cut the hair when you become 3 years old.
I missed that part, Heshy.
I did invite you, and it was a pretty good meal. My son spent a lot of money on it, my credit card. And, of course, my beautiful granddaughter, Hoover, and my new granddaughter, Yael Miriam. And, of course, Sergeant Peter.
And the Lonely Hearts Club.
And hello. And Ellie, how are you? I want to tell you my quote for the day.
Please do.
The darkest places in hell are reserved for those who maintain their neutrality in times of moral crisis. Here's my thing why I said this quote.
Okay.
This week, you have an opportunity to go out and vote.
Yes.
Don't say that Curtis is going to lose. I'm going to vote anyways for Cuomo. Oh, Cuomo has no chance, only Mandani, so my vote is wasted. I'm not going to go out. Or I'm voting for Cuomo even though I hate him. Cuomo is a bad man. He locked down this city. He locked us down. He murdered our people. People say, oh, you're stupid. They forgot. They forgot what he did. You know, two people called me today, and one of my people that I paid these ballpark views, they went to Felder and they took an ad from him, and I said, you can't do an ad on both sides. Yes, we can. I said, I wouldn't have dealt with you. And then I have two more people screaming at me, why did you put Mandani and Felder together? I said, 1 minute. In 8 months, Felder has done nothing for you. Felder has not...
I had the same conversation with somebody yesterday.
Felder
I was telling you.
has not denounced Mandani at all. At least come out there and say Mandani is no good. Because Felder is a wussy and he knows when Mayor Dumdani, I call him Dumdani, when Mayor Dumdani becomes mayor, he's going to want to be a friend of this guy so he can have an easy time with him.
Is the man even alive?
I don't even know.
I haven't seen this man once in our district.
He did make a comment to the New York Post. You know, this guy is supporting Mandani.
Now, we don't know if that's an AI comment from Simcha Felder. Because really nobody has seen this man. If you put out a milk carton with his name on it, I still don't know if you could find him. But it's an honest question. You know, I'm in a lot of places.
But my point to you is that this guy is nowhere to be found. He's done nothing in 8 months. He's now the councilman for 8 months. At least get up and say something. Oh, I'm good to the community. I've been around a long time.
Well, think about it this way. We've got Ina Vernikoff, the councilwoman from Florida, by the way, Florida resident, came out and just backed Andrew Cuomo, who will be in Florida after he loses this election. And then if you do want to give us a call, we'll get you back on. And then we've got Simcha.
But she promised... You know, this lady goes with the casinos, then flops against the casinos. She goes for Curtis, and Curtis supports her, comes out to her.
And Curtis, I want to make this point. Curtis was campaigning with Ina Vernikoff on election day 2021, the general election. Curtis was walking around the entire district that you ran in, by the way, 4 years ago with Ina. Some way to repay the favor. And Curtis endorsed Ina in the Republican primary over Ari Kagan. That is some way to treat your people.
So that's what I'm trying to say. That when it comes to the dark places, don't abandon your honorability, your values. And these people are. You know, Dov Heikendoso did it, and he got like 1 million views. And he called me up. He says, Heshy, and he did call me. You know why I did this? I said, I know why you did it, Dov. And I understand your reasoning behind it, that no matter what, you don't want Mandani. But the point is guys, that it's going to go either way, that if you don't do the right thing, I don't know how you can live with yourselves. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you think that this Cuomo is going to do for this city. You know, Mandani wants to give us free buses. Do you understand it's going to cost $700 million?
Well, the MTA just came out today and said
MTA says that not only is it not $700 million we're going to lose another $1 billion.
And they don't support it.
Right, and they don't support it. And Mandani has no idea what money or budget is. So now it's going to go up $1.7 billion. Where are you going to get $1.7 billion every single year? I'll tell you where. Congestion pricing will double.
And which we have found nothing that congestion pricing has done for the people.
Accomplished anything.
Nothing.
It's supposed to. Nothing. So you're not paying attention. These guys are no good. They can cut the budget. I'm telling you now that I can show you ways to cut that budget by at least 10%. That's $18 billion. You take $18 billion and you the police force, which is only getting $8 billion, we can double our entire police force. Not just add 5,000 cops, we can add 30,000
cops.
Well,
Curtis is saying he wants now to add 7,000.
I agree. So you know the budget's there. They're screwing around. They're giving the money. You know, this FJCC, the Federal, the Flappers Jewish Community Council. They made a poster supporting Cuomo, and then somebody else made a poster supporting me. And Curtis. So the guy calls me up and says, unpost it. I said, I didn't do it. Somebody sent it to me, and I forwarded the post. And he starts talking to me like a dog. I said, who do you
Well, I
think
got a
you
couple
are?
comments from the chat, and one of them is, when is Curtis coming on the show? That's the main thing that people would like to say.
Sunday, you're going to see him with me. So
And Josh Bailey, by the way, is also pointing out, he's telling everyone he knows to get Curtis on the show.
So I'm going to tell you, Staten Island is behind Curtis 100%. That's a big chunk of the vote. You're looking Queens. You're looking a lot.
Well,
of
it's funny about Queens because I heard today that Cuomo called one of your frenemies, Vicky Palladino,
Yeah.
asking for support. So
a
who
Republican,
knows?
Right. But I'm just telling you that Vicky Palladino is another idiot. But I'm just telling, again, a double-crossing Republican that just promised to do stuff for us, and she just did it
I'm
for
with
herself.
you on that, yeah.
And I'm talking to you, this is the darkest places. You have to be honorable. I am an honorable man, and I stick to my guns. Anyways, I want to tell
Yes.
you a funny joke.
I'd love to hear it.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
So me and Linda went to a party.
Okay.
And we were talking to this very nice older woman. She was in her maybe late 60s. You
Okay.
know, my age, but a little bit older.
Okay.
She's been married like 47 years.
Wow.
I don't know how. I'm only married 35 years.
Only
but she was-
35.
and Linda looks at her beautiful big wedding ring and diamond ring, and she says, you know, you have it on the wrong finger. So the lady says, yes, that's when you wear it on the wrong finger when you're married to the wrong man. Okay, that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely funny.
And I stood there laughing. I said, you know what I mean? I didn't want to comment. I wanted
Yeah, don't comment on that.
I wanted to have, I was hoping Linda was going to comment or not comment, and she stood quiet.
But-
we didn't even laugh. We were so, you know.
But I got to also point out, and hello to Infinite Justice, and also Black Beauty said that she wrote to the Sweela campaign, whatever his name is, about coming on the show and never got a reply.
Yeah. Well, now I'm talking to them.
Maybe he
full-time.
shouldn't have did the Dove hiking episode with Zeb Burns and doing the episode
know
with
what?
you.
You know
Just
what?
saying.
Today, the Satmar, a Hasidic organization called the Satmar Community Federation of Rabbis, endorsed me straight out.
Okay.
Straight out. Okay, a beautiful, and nobody else. And there's no thing that it was falsified.
Okay.
The poster wasn't falsified. And of course, I've been sending out my posters, vote
Yes,
for Heshy.
I get them.
And did you like my commercial?
Yes, I do run into people that have said that they're getting the
very
messages.
professional. I said, yes, I do think.
I knocked on somebody's door last Thursday in Midwood or Flatbush. Well, yeah, the Flatbush Midwood border, and he actually said, said I've watched you on YouTube. Voting for us.
Okay. Yeah.
That was kind of funny, actually. I knocked on the door, and I didn't recognize him. Sometimes I
But
usually
I'm just
recognize the
telling
people.
you that Dumb Donnie,
Dumb Donnie.
is not going to win no matter what. No matter what, he's not going to win. I'm telling you, the only problem that I have, my fear is
What?
that here's my fear.
Okay.
Cuomo is going to win. And the only reason he's running is he needs to gain back his political power.
Absolutely
If
agree
he
with you on
gains
that.
back his political power, then he's able to run for president.
Absolutely agree
If
on
he
that.
loses, he loses everything. So that's why he ran again after he lost the Democratic nomination.
Yep.
Usually you don't do that, especially if you're a Democrat.
Yep.
He's running so he can become president. You know, like Trump. Trump lost his power. He was going to jail.
Which goes to
and
your
all
point
that.
on
And when
the-
Trump won his election, look at him now.
But that
he went
goes-
from $2 billion back to $7 billion.
But that goes to your point. Now, these Republicans, right? These Republicans, Mike Lawler, the Ina Vernikoffs, the Joe Borellis, a lobbyist, by the way,
Yeah.
now, when they're supporting and telling people to vote for Cuomo, so what about them? So what do you think they're getting from Cuomo?
And I told Curtis they're going to screw him. I told even the chairman of the Republican Party told me they're supporting Curtis all the way.
Well,
the chairman and other people, and they even talking to me now. And you know, I'm telling, and you know, Sawyer, remember Sawyer?
Oh, who?
She's supposed to be helping Curtis. You know, she's nowhere to be found.
She's with Cuomo, I'm sure, right?
And no, supposedly she's helping.
Oh, wait a minute. Was it that guy, the other guy who the what was his name with the B?
Boomy.
Wasn't he Memdani?
Yeah, he was
He's
with Memdani.
So I think, what about that woman you referred to? I completely forgot her name. Maybe she's with Memdani. Maybe they're angling to get a job in the Memdani administration.
I don't know.
That's the scary thing. The games are being
There's
played.
no
The
one,
October
but-
surprises,
so
ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
going to tell you again. Listen
Okay.
to me
And Bob
clearly.
Sackman
I
loved your
look
joke, by the
into
way.
this. Yeah.
He loved your joke.
I like Bob.
Bob is a good man. He's a big
Bob,
supporter.
Bob gave me a lot of food.
Yes.
To give out to the poor. Sometimes
He's
he'll give
listening
you
right now,
spoiled
yep.
food and stuff. He gave me a lot of canned goods, like 90% of it. was
William
great.
Gonzalez is here, listens every week.
Yeah.
Big fan of yours. Jonathan Martinez is out there. Another guy who listens to you every
very
week. So
good.
your people.
Well, I'm telling you guys, I feel good. People are coming out.
Yes.
I'm hoping I win. And, you know,
A lady just texted me
But, you know,
20 minutes
a couple
ago.
of people I told you called me from Muncie or Long Island. Why do you have Mandani? And then again, the poster people, I paid them in advance and they're saying, well, the rabbi told me I can't put Mandani on the same page as Felder. I said, I paid you for it. It's an ad. My First Amendment right, free speech. And you're stopping it because for no reason? And I paid them already. This is what the people do. This is the blackmail. When I get into office, these people are going to be punished. Just like the FJCC and Josh Melman. We know what you've done.
Well, what I would
this
say,
man is a crook. FJCC took money there. You know, non-for-profits have no right to endorse anybody.
what I would
is that true?
I mean, that sounds possible.
It is.
But what I
They're
would
not allowed to be endorsing, and they're endorsing.
Here's what I would add to that. These people are not, last I checked, I'm pretty sure I could say this, are not elected officials. So why do people, this is my question, and if you're out there, let us know your thoughts. Why are people such zombies? Why do they listen to a handful of people?
Same question.
And it's the thing every
100
year.
times I see people on the street, who should I vote for? But you know Curtis is going to lose. So you know all the answers. Why are you asking?
But are
me?
people that stupid that a handful of people in the community, a handful of people who are unelected,
3 people.
But these people, right, less than a handful of people that in our area, in Borough Park, Flatbush, and Midwood, that you can't make your own mind up on who to vote for, so you have to listen to unelected people who, by the way, let's just say Cuomo wins. What are those people really going to get?
Yeah,
you
nothing,
tell me out there,
nothing.
what are those people going to get?
It's the people in charge. By the way, Letitia James, do you think that Cuomo's even going to go after her? He's going to kiss her behind, try to make
well,
peace
Letitia
with her?
James did go after Cuomo. I don't know about that.
See, they're going to make peace. They're going to make a deal.
I think that the Democrats will make peace with Cuomo, but Letitia James really did go after Cuomo.
I'm so happy she's indicted. You know, she was actually and finally indicted. I hope she's found guilty and loses her law license and everything. Oh, that would be a great thing. By the way, let's go on to a different subject.
Okay.
Hochul, everybody said, had a lead to be governor.
Yes.
With all this excitement in the Republican Party, they're saying Stefanik is now 43%, while Hochul is at 42%. She has a chance to win to be governor.
Yeah, I think that, and I said this a couple months ago.
Curtis Sliwa wins. I'm just giving you a hypothetical. You can laugh, but just let's say Curtis wins, and I win, and then Stefanik wins. What kind of a city will we have?
Well, we'll be in a much more livable city, but while I know that you have a very good chance to win, I'm going to reserve judgment on Curtis. I'm trying to not laugh as hard as I can. But I will say that Elise Stefanik does have a chance to get elected governor because people are seeing that in New York City what's going on. And especially, God forbid, hopefully Hashem takes care of this. But if Mamdani wins on Tuesday, I think it opens the door almost guaranteed for Elise Stefanik because Hochul has embraced Mamdani. She was on the stage with Mamdani on Sunday. All of them, Hakeem Jeffries.
And people were heckling her. She's, it's nothing. Let me tell you something, Hochul. You're done. You got lucky because Cuomo left and then you ran unopposed really.
And I want to see something else. You know what I want to see next year? All these handful of people or less than a handful of people who've been telling everybody to vote against Mamdani, they better be doing the same thing next year against Hochul.
Yeah.
Because Hochul has embraced Mamdani.
Yeah.
Mamdani and Hochul are the same. So if you're out there...
Why can't we call him Dumb Donnie?
You can call him whatever you want, but I'm just saying if Hochul and Mamdani are working together, those handful of people, or less than a handful, as you pointed out, should be doing the same thing they've done.
But I want to bring up a point. When they were at the debate, they asked him, globalization, jihad, why did you hug this guy from the 1993 bombing?
Curtis was talking about that on Zev Brenner's program.
And you know what?
What?
No answers. And then Cuomo says that, look, this 33-year-old inexperienced, Cuomo said it on the debate.
Yep, I heard him.
This 33-year-old inexperienced won't know how to deal with a pandemic, with a hurricane, with disaster. And then Mandani answered back so well. He says, neither did you during the pandemic. How many people died? Which he was right about.
He was.
The point is, he says he'd rather be inexperienced. No, because more people will die under you, Mr.
I think more people are going to leave this.
And wasn't he assemblyman during the COVID
No,
crisis?
he got elected in November 2020, so he took office in 2021, January 21. So when Cuomo,
so that's when
but he
the
wasn't.
pandemic was at its full force.
Well, but when Cuomo had all those press conferences and the policies that he enacted, Mamdani was not in office at that moment.
Okay, but when he gets into office, you could have stopped it. You could have made changes. You could have said something. This Mamdani is in dreamland.
Oh, I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. And there's.
But I like the debate. Curtis, again, like I said last week, he was boxed out, but then he came back. But again, Curtis sounded very rough, very street tough. Mamdani sounded, even though his answers were stupid, but when you give a stupid answer and you make it sound good, even a stupid, and Mamdani is just polished when it comes out, even though he sounds stupid.
Well, he's a
and if you
dream of
actually
academia.
But if you can, right, and if you can pay attention to what's coming out of his mouth, you'll see that this man is an anti-Semite, jihad,
100%.
Muslim, really idiot. Plus, watch all his old videos. Now, then Cuomo talks. He talks slow, like he has mental retard problems. Well.
But you say something interesting, and this kind of has been bothering me for several weeks. And all these people, right, that tell everyone specifically in this, and even the people like Ina Vernikoff, now Mike Lawler, I see Fox News, I see Rob Taub of Newsmax, all these different people, right? And they tell everybody to vote for Cuomo. But meanwhile, you, right? After all you've done for the community, all you did for standing up for freedom, and sure, maybe
Still.
but you've had some things, but you've obviously gone past them, and you've helped way more people than anybody could have imagined. But yet these people don't want to give you a chance.
What do they tell you? Yeah, Heshy does good.
One guy yesterday goes, Heshy, he's got a business. He's good with that. He's good on social media, but I don't want him in the government. So you mean to tell me, though, at the same time, you could go out there and vote for a murderer who killed your grandparents, their grandparents, and everybody around, and then took a policy that destroyed not just this area, but so many other areas in the outer boroughs, and you'll give that man a chance, a murderer, but they won't give you a chance? That's, to me, idiocy.
Simcha Eisenstein, that I like, our assemblyman, went on video. I don't know how many people watched it, a couple hundred, and he was talking bad about Maimonides, how they're earning underwater. Where are the politicians? I've been screaming about Maimonides already for the last 5 years.
You was during COVID. I remember you doing a video at Maimonides during COVID.
Right, and many times afterwards, and it's just like nobody cares. And now when they're really ready to screw the city, but with Cuomo coming back, Maimonides is going to be able to go on even more.
And it's a great point you made, because when we look at people like Cuomo, we look at people like Mr. Felder, how much money have they taken in the past from groups related to Maimonides? It's a lot.
And Mamdani can even say whatever he wants, but Cuomo started this cashless bail. And
Absolutely.
Mamdani is saying not only, and I talk about it in my video, he wants to continue to do cashless bail and also to legalize prostitution. So everybody's saying,
and he wants social workers to handle criminal problems.
It's great, and and he wants to start a new agency to help with mental health. We have so many agencies. I went to the DMV to go get this real driver's license.
My condolences. The real ID.
Do you know what process they make you jump 20?
I heard it. My mother just got it.
I have an approved driver's license, and still they want me to bring my passport, my taxes, my social security. I don't understand. I've already been approved. And now you're making me go through this process again with my passport.
But that's where, I know you love Trump, but there's a lot of people that felt that Trump should have came in and stopped this, and he didn't do it.
But the point is right, it's New York that does. But my point is these agencies are corrupt. They don't work. They close down early. They make you jump through hoops. Now you're going to create another agency, spend another $1 billion.
So let me ask you, though, this
That's
question.
That's why I don't want
All right, so
Curtis will cut the budget. Curtis will put people around him, and I want to get elected. I know.
Well, that's a very important part. We want to get Heshy elected, and the way to help Heshy get elected right now, if you're out there, is justenoughheshy@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll get you out there, knocking on some doors, making some phone calls. You can go to HeshyTishlerNYC.com. Send us a donation if you want. We don't need it, but send anyway.
You can't say. I want you to, when I was watching the debate, they each said, they asked the candidates, and I think I said this, how much do you spend on groceries? Now, this Mr.
We talked about this last week.
I did, but I just bothers me. Cuomo gets up there and an $8,000 a month apartment.
$7,800 a month,
and he says, I only spend $175 on food. Now, I don't know what you're talking about food, but just alone between bread, eggs, water, and milk, you're looking at about $50. Now, where's the other $125 going? You're not buying chicken, because if you buy just 8 chicken legs, it's
well,
right
I have a feeling that Cuomo's not buying food.
Right.
Let's be honest.
He's right. He's buying for himself, I don't know, snacks and stuff.
I'm sure.
And what about the toilet paper? And what about the other stuff?
I don't think Cuomo's buying anything.
Right. So my point to you is that they're going out to eat fancy restaurants, $3-4. Even that socialist Mandani. I mean, come on, you see him on pictures like this. These guys lying. Yes, Curtis also. There's no way, because I tested this. There was no way. I went personally shopping this Friday.
Yep.
Just me, my wife, my sister was over $490.
I believe it. Look, I can tell you.
My son Avram with 2 kids is almost $500 every week. It's these guys lying, and we're cutting budgets. And we're looking
I can tell you on
discounts.
the food shopping, when my dad was alive, this is more than 10 years ago. I remember when my parents used to go food shopping. This is like 20 years ago. Then they would spend for the week over $200. Right. So if you go with inflation, that's a minimum of about $350.
Yeah.
So there's no way that they got that answer right.
If you have any guests, or you have anything extra you need, or something more, or you get a sale, they're just liars. And my point is, they looked into the cameras and they lied straight to you, and you people bought it.
Now I have a fun question from Josh Bailey. He wanted to ask, when you fly to Israel, are you flying first class?
You know what? My dream has been always to fly first class. I've passed those first class seats. They're like double my size. They actually lay back. The food is actually gourmet. I have flown. I tried to fly first class because I'm a Million Mile American Airlines members, and they never upgrade me. They always promise to upgrade me. I've flown first class, I think maybe once or twice when I was a travel agent, and they owed me a favor, but it wasn't even for the full trip. It was like a half a leg, or coming back from Florida on a midnight flight back then that was empty. I think People's Express had a better seat. It wasn't even a first class. But no, I'm never going to spend the money. It's a waste of time. Why would I spend money to go first class another $500?
Joe Roses said that you weren't doing that. He said that
just to fly and to fly to Israel. I mean, I can go to Israel with 4 plane tickets and get a hotel.
Well, Josh Bailey said that he wants to go to Israel personally with you. He's saying right here.
I am telling all of you that after the election, I plan on making my trip to Israel, and I'm going to give all of you a date. It'll either be late November or January, or maybe Passover, after Passover.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a date. You're all welcome to come join me in Israel. I'll give you and I'm going to create a tour, no charge, but you're going to have to get yourself to Israel and a hotel.
Josh Bailey's got his ticket already.
I'm the best tour guide because I know every inch of Israel. I'll take you to no man's land in Lebanon. I'll walk you into Gaza. I'll take you to all the holy Jesus sites, Mormon sites, Albanian churches. I'll take you to the spas. I'll take you to the Jewish sites. I will show you the best time. If you want to run, I can run you morning to night, and you will have a good time.
And we've got a couple of mentions from Black Beauty. Where is Lenny, and where is Christopher Messina? That's a great question. I don't know.
Lenny calls me up. Christopher I love.
We love Christopher Messina, but
but Lenny calls me up and says, "Oh, did you see what Dove did?" I said, "What do I care? I mean, where was your support for me? You promised to support me. Now all of a sudden you want me to what? What do you want from me? What do you want? You want me to condemn Dove? I'm not going to condemn Dove. I am friendly with Dove, and even though Dove does some things that I don't like, Dove did it with a passion. He really hates Madani. Ina, that tramp, she didn't do it with a passion. Ina did it for herself.
You know what? Let me tell you what bothers me with Ina. See, she went out and told everybody that Ari Kagan is a Democrat. Ari Kagan is this, and that. And she basically did the same thing. So it's almost as if just kidding, everybody. Just kidding. So all the things she put out there against him. And I also want to mention.
But you see that with the casino. Yes, I vote for casino, but not in my neighborhood. I mean, and somebody asked me, the casino should be good. I said, it's not good.
And I want to know, if you're a New York City council member right now, right? If you're a Republican council member coming up now, I know Heshy's going to be the minority leader. You better vote for him and make him that minority leader. But if you are out there right now, if you are Vicky Palladino, if you are Frank Morano, if you are David Carr, if you're Christy Marmordo, you're out there right now, and you're going to vote for this person to be in power? You can't do that right now. This is why you've got to get Heshy to be the minority leader.
And I want to show you how your media manipulates. 650 Jewish rabbis condemned Mandani.
Yeah.
Condemned Mandani.
But they took that one photo with him and that Indig.
No, forget Indig. There's a rabbi, some lady, some guy, Abby Stein, who was a man. He became a transgender woman. Then he somehow says he's a rabbi. I don't even know how he became a rabbi.
In Borough Park?
In Borough Park.
Yeah.
And he is supporting and saying everybody is supporting Mandani. Nobody looks at you except for the other 4 Jewish transgender people. But this guy is a sicko, and that's how he makes his money, by talking as a transgender to who? To lesbians and gay people.
So let me ask you a question, and I'm really curious on this. And I know I've asked this question in the past, but let's say hypothetically, Tuesday night, Andrew Cuomo gets elected mayor rather than Zoran Mamdani.
No, rather than Curtis Lewa.
Well, let's go with the polls for a minute. Let's say Andrew Cuomo is the next mayor. How will you feel? Because...
So I'm not going to be like some of those Trump haters and cry and think I'm going to deal with it. You see, I tell people today when they're calling me, and a lot of the WhatsApp chaps calling me names, there's some of these rich people are saying, oh, Heshy needs help, or Heshy's wrong. And I'm telling them, I don't understand. First of all, half of you don't even go vote. You just talk and chat all day long. But my point is, you just open your mouths. I know how to defend myself.
Yes.
My reason I'm running for office is because I see the what they do to my fellow neighbors, what they're doing not only to the Jews, to the Muslims, to the blacks, to the Asians,
to everybody,
to the Latinos.
He wants to put a white tax on property owners. What about that one,
I had a
Donnie?
Latino guy. A nice man. I don't want to tell you, he's a Latino guy. Right. Jason came into my office and they want to knock down his building. And I have to try to save his building and do a structural engineer report and hire him a contractor and go through his insurance company. I'm putting together everything for him to save him hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're coming after you from all sides.
Absolutely.
These agents, I had a guy the other day where the inspector made a mistake and he gave 3 violations to the neighbor's house. And the guy got a stop work order and a vacate order. When the inspector found out, he came back and issued the violation to the White House. Do you think he took off the vacate order and stop work order from the first guy?
Absolutely not.
So even when we go to court and win the case, the failure to comply to vacate, the judge is going to say, look, you're right, but we told you to leave.
And that's what Curtis makes a lot of good points. Curtis, when I was listening to him on Zev Brunner's show, he is for the working class person. He talks a lot about that.
Even though Mandani says he's for the working class.
Mandani's not for the working class person.
I was watching a couple of people that support an interview that support Mandani, or Dumdani, and they're saying that there's people saying it's a revolution. We, the regular people, want to take everything away from the capitalists, take away their money. We don't want the establishment anymore. We're going to be the new establishment. We're going to run things our way. And they're saying, but your way doesn't work, because if you take everything away from the establishment people, there won't be any money. There won't be any budget, because you people don't know how to do all of this. Now you want to take over. You messed up the last time. Your way doesn't work.
And I think that that's what you're going to see if he wins on Tuesday, is that there will be next. I'll give you an example. And then I was speaking to a voter, and I spoke to this person, and they actually, you're going to laugh, maybe not, just moved out of New York City like last week. Speaking to them on the phone, I'm talking to them, and they said, I want to let you know, because they're so fearful of Mamdani that they moved to Arizona.
People are fearful in COVID. They moved out as well. You can't keep running away. You can't keep hiding.
But some people look at it. I'm with you. I'm a New Yorker through and through. But some people look at it. Why stay if I'm going to have to deal with all these policies? I'm going to have to deal with the quality of life, the subways. I'm going to have to deal with the homeless, the dirtiness, all these fees and regulations. So why not just go to Florida? Why not just go to Arizona, Texas? The weather's warmer. Like the guy I was talking to yesterday on the phone was telling me, he goes, It's 67 degrees in the morning. It's 83 degrees with a dry heat. It's beautiful. People look at that way.
I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of good parents out there, and sometimes they have problems with their children. They're autistic, dyslexic. Some have Down syndrome. Why do I need it? There's so many programs. With a little bit of money, I put them away. I get rid of them. And you see parents who love their children. You should see some of the Down syndrome girls that go to school with my sister. Their hair is beautiful. The way they dress. The parents take care of them and love them. It's not that they're special. We can't run away from our problems. We need to stay. I don't want to leave. I built a whole community. My house. I'm comfortable.
Good advice
Now
says
I'm
it
gonna-
here in the chat. Good advice says that lots of Hasids are moving upstate and to New
Yeah,
Jersey.
but upstate I agree with because you can't afford in New York the apartment. Just to rent an apartment today, a 3-bedroom apartment, even though I'm a great landlord, it costs $3,500, $4,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say the average rent is
Right,
you know.
it's got, and the 2 bedrooms. So people, but let's just say those. I think those rents are fair, but let's just say that. But the problem is with those rents, you're getting 1,100, 1,200 square feet, 1,300
Well,
square
one
feet.
of the things they
What is
say-
1,300 square feet? 3 bedrooms, not even big bedrooms, maybe 150 square
two
feet.
bedrooms, really.
You have a nice kitchen and a dining room. You don't, and if you're lucky, you have
basement.
a 10 by. No,
If you're
forget
lucky.
the basement.
1,500 square feet.
You get a 10 by 10 square foot deck. Now,
Yeah.
that's it. People, I have no problem. I'm a city man. I like that. But I know, like my kids, they want to have a backyard of 100 by 20. They want to smell the grass in the winter. They want to be able to have coffee as the sunset goes down, you know? So you're right. People want to have a big piece of land, like 5,000
Well, you know, one of
square
the
feet.
things on that issue that Curtis, I think, had made a point about is that right now the vacancy rate in New York City is 1.4%. The average nationwide is 7%. He's talked a lot about taking, and I think we've mentioned this on prior shows, is taking office space and converting it into apartments.
No. No, because a good mayor will bring so much business.
But that's
in.
what Curtis is
I
saying.
know that when I get to the city council.
Well, you'll tell Curtis what
when
to do,
I get
right?
to the city council, I'm not the mayor, but I'm going to pitch big companies to come into Brooklyn, to come do business with me. I will find you places. I'm going to bring in hundreds of millions of dollars in business into my community.
And Borough Park,
Borough
especially.
Park, Flatbush, Midwood.
Midwood.
And I'm going to try to have the trickle-down effect to other people that come. And I'm going to not do it by opening up homeless
And you're going to
shelters.
be the minority leader, which I think will be an important
I
part.
hope so.
And I remember, you'll have a lot of power. That means you'll be able to lobby and advocate people where right now the current minority leadership, which includes Ina Vernikoff, who instead has been lobbying to support Democrats like Andrew Cuomo.
And Kalman Yeager is so busy not doing his job in the assembly that he's busy campaigning for Simcha Felder, campaigning for Cuomo. And I mean, this man is so busy doing everything else but his job.
You know what I call the Three Stooges? To me, it's Felder, Yeager, and Sutton.
Sutton.
The
Good,
Three
good.
Stooges. That's what I call them, the Three
Lose
Stooges.
after, and Sutton is a con man. And his
I
whole
was
business
today. I spoke to somebody today, in Midwood, and they said, I'm with Heshy. I'm voting for him, but this Sutton guy, he lied to the community.
Yeah.
He should be a Republican. That's what that person said. That shows you about Sutton. How can Sutton look all of his constituents, especially his large constituents, that is Republican, that he goes along with the Democrats?
I have a lot of Syrians that say, I was helping a Syrian guy, come Heshy, come to my synagogue. I said, well, the Shabbos, it's on King's Highway. So I
was on King's Highway today.
So I said, if you invite me, I'll walk over there. He says, if you come to our shul for the Shabbos, I want you to come have lunch by me. I said, well, I'll have to walk back. He says, no. And then it happens to be Linda is going away for the weekend. So, and I don't want to go with her before election.
You
She's
can't.
begging me to come. So Linda's going away. And so I said to him, I don't have a place to eat. So I might just come over and take on.
And
your-
also, William Gonzalez wants to point out Curtis will also help with the jobs. And I want to give a big shout out to William Gonzalez because he...
And Curtis is going to fight crime. You
Yes.
know, under Cracamo, crime has gone up. You know, people are saying...
He started the bail reform law. Of course it
You're
did.
looking at right now, I'm reading stories of rapes that are going up. I'm reading stories of teenage kids where the principals are told that these kids are bringing weapons in and they're doing nothing about it. These people are scared of their own shadows.
Well, it's a two-pronged attack because raise the age, which Cuomo signed that, and then bail reform. And that's the reason why we're in this predicament. Curtis is right in that Cuomo started it. Memdani will finish it.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing. And I do also want to point, you talked about women. that Cuomo wanted Ina's phone number. You just know that he wanted her phone number.
And I want you to know one more thing. You know, right now, the Hochul, and it'll be under that piece of crack-a-mo crap too. They want to do something called noise meters. That means if you're doing work in your house or anywhere, there has to be a noise meter, because if you go over the noise meter, you have to have it on site.
A noise meter?
So they can inspect it and give you a ticket. Now, I was today by my cleaners on McDonald Avenue in J.
Okay.
And these contractors of the city, they don't even have permits, half of them, or they get just assigned. And I'm talking with you, it was so loud that I was inside the store. This lady says a whole week, and I heard it. It wasn't like banging a little bit. It was so noisy that we couldn't talk to each other inside of the store. Now, they could do it. They don't get noise mitigated, but we get noise mitigated if we use a handsaw and it makes a little too much noise. This is my point. They're coming up with legislation.
Well, how about I heard today, and Josh Bailey pointed this out, that they're putting now on the tolls and bridges. They're now going to be collecting extra revenue on that. I think I read something about
why?
that. 26. Yeah, he mentioned it. Josh will probably correct me on it, but they're just coming up with ways to nickel and dime people.
So you think Mandani's going to, he'll give you free bus service, but he's going to raise up your car. He's going to raise up.
But you know, you said something interesting. You brought up Crackamo and you brought up Hochul. Now, what will happen if Cuomo wins and Hochul's governor? Because you know they have a terrible relationship, and you know Cuomo
That's not true, because when Crackamo was running for mayor, she did support Cuomo as a Democratic candidate.
I don't know if she really endorsed him.
She didn't really endorse him, but she said, well, people change. They asked her the question, and she did endorse him in a sense. Okay, because she wanted him out of the hair. She didn't want him to come back for governor again.
But, well, if he's back in power, I mean...
Yeah, and he's going to be very powerful.
He will be more powerful than ever. Because, you know, New York City mayor in some ways is more powerful than governor.
Yeah.
It's the second most powerful position in the country.
And just for your knowledge, I want to show you how bad your Crackamo and Dumdani's laws are. I'm reading a story about a woman who screamed F you to the cops after purposely mowing them down. And she gets today the lightest sentence you can ever imagine. Now, a lady who tried to kill cops, scream F you, and you let her go with a slap on the wrists. Is there something wrong with you people? You allow this to happen? But if I make a protest in the street, I go to jail for 2 days and I have to go through a lot of
But that's
crap.
what bothers me most about this whole let's give Cuomo another chance. All of these handful of people, the usuals, right, telling everybody to vote for Cuomo. But you've done far more for this community than Cuomo, but yet they won't.
You keep bringing it up, but the people don't acknowledge it. And I'm embarrassed to keep pitching it, but look at my track record. Look at my history. Look what I do and what I can do, and how I can guide others, and I will make it very, what's it called again? I'm a very transparent. You're not going to play around.
And good advice wants to bring up that the governor can remove the mayor. But if Hochul didn't remove Adams, it's not happening, buddy.
The governor could put the mayor in suspension for 30 days and suspend him again. Or you're right, she could cause some kind of issue. I don't think she could fire him.
But she didn't do it with Adams.
She didn't
do it with Adams. She ain't doing it with Cuomo.
That's for sure.
No chance. And Hochul's on the ballot next year. There's no way that's happening.
She's gonna
None.
need him, yeah.
Nope.
By the way, the Puerto Ricans.
Yes.
Cuomo has been pitching them big time.
You've been pitching a lot of people.
And Zorhan has been pitching them big time. And people are saying that the AOC is trying to rally all the Puerto Ricans, and there's a big Latino community for Mandani.
See, I disagree with that, because I think that a lot of Latinos are the people that are concerned right now about law and order. We know the issue in Queens, Roosevelt Avenue, a lot of Latinos.
They're not going to go for Curtis.
No, they're going for Cuomo.
Right. Why?
Because Cuomo, he is making a better pitch to them. Curtis is not doing it. I got to be honest.
Cuomo's not going to be able to protect you. You guys are foolish.
I agree with you on that, but Curtis is not, he's not going there. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, wow. Anyways.
And good advice is saying, not true, Heshy. You didn't read the Post this week.
Yeah, I did read. They have an article about me. You saw that?
Well, I did see that. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the article.
About me that, Heshy has Mandani and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I got to sue this Post. I'm going to sue them. When I do finish this election cycle, finally, I'm going to sit down.
Well, the newspaper business is really right now in the tank. I mean, they got to come up with anything.
Has some money. If I can try to get a couple dollars, I might be able to buy that first class ticket.
Well, you do know that because of the people that own the Post, they generally are Cuomo people. So this is a whole contrived effort, I'm sure. Look at how they wrote a thing with the whole hiking thing. Vernikoff, Mike Lawler is going to be tomorrow. Look at what they did to you. They little small blurb about it and made sure to mention your past. Yeah. It just seems to me the same people they never learn. They never learn.
Some guy calls me screaming at me, and he says, I said to him, understand, I don't know you. You call me out of the blue. I take everybody's call, day or night, and you're fighting with me that I took a picture of Mandani and put it together with Felder, which I know you don't even go vote at the polls. I said, now I have a question for you. Where were you when I was arrested? Where were you when you called me to open the parks? Where were you when I needed help, or when Felder and Carmen Yeager started spreading bad rumors in mailers to thousands of people's home? You're upset. I posted a WhatsApp video that shows Mandani and Felder together. That's what they're upset about. But you're not upset when Felder or Yeager started quoting stuff wrongly, that I went to jail for this, I went to jail for that, and I have 25 lawsuits. Of course I am. I'm a landlord. I'm a guy who fights for the city. I help people out. I sued the city. And you're telling me that you have a problem and you just knock myself like this? This is my point.
And people, and you just made my point, going back to what I've been saying throughout the conversation. You are dropping the bucket compared to all those people that Andrew Cuomo killed.
Yeah.
His policy is the reason why we don't have grandmothers, grandfathers, fathers.
People who suffered after COVID because of him. This man is a flip-flopper. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what he is like?
Scared.
He's a modern-day Mussolini.
I am not scared to face my fears. What's the worst case can happen? You lose. They say no to you. But, but
that's what Curtis's point was.
Franklin said, you give up your liberty. What? You're dead, man. Really. Giving up your liberty is not the right thing.
But we have people in this community who seem to have forgotten those things. And it's unfortunate that people are now all of a sudden they're like sheep.
Yeah.
It's really sad that people are sheep like that.
I've been fighting my battles myself, and I've been winning for myself and for many other people. And they call me day and people call me about curb cuts. Heshy, I have a problem with my house. I have a vacate order.
Somebody today talked to me about Medicaid.
My rabbi is upset with me. Somebody calls me from the synagogue, and I'm friendly with this rabbi. He's a young man in his 40s, very good speaker. It took him a long time to get there. Horowitz.
Yeah, I know Horowitz.
Right. Very nice man. And I went away to Florida this
Yes,
week.
I know him. Jody Horowitz. Jody Horowitz.
And what happened was I went to Florida. So this guy who always causing me trouble, always, very sarcastic to me, he calls me up. He says, the rabbi's angry at you. I said, I understand. The rabbi needed me to build him a new floor when I came into the synagogue. He had no problems. When the rabbi needed me to paint the place, or when the rabbi needed a woman with 8 children to be fed in 10 minutes notice, I did it. When the rabbi asked me other stuff for construction to legalize their doors or donate money on the holidays, I give it. Then all of a sudden, the rabbi is angry, but didn't call me, spoke to a few other people in the synagogue, and not tell me. I mean, I don't believe for a moment that I became friendly with this man. The man wouldn't call me. I am angry at him that after all of this time, that not only that I believe he's my spiritual leader, even though he's younger than me, but I became your friend. You ask me for stuff. You ask me for advice. You guys call me day or night. Your kids, you won't have the guts to call it. So this guy was telling me, I said, I hope you know that you should tell the rabbi I'm not coming back. I don't want to come back to the synagogue. Oh, you're being so I said, are you lying? I know you're being sarcastic, so you lied. So just tell the rabbi I left the synagogue because you're an idiot. I don't like to deal with idiots. I don't like to talk, I see people that just act stupid, not because they're stupid.
Yes.
Because they want to act stupid or they know better. I have these people that out of the blue were talking business. Oh, you should run for mayor. I don't understand.
We had somebody here in the chat actually mention, why don't you run for mayor? Well,
but I understand you. I am running. I'm doing my civic duty. I've done it. I've showed you for 7 years. I've done it by the book. I've raised the money. I've done nothing illegal. Put me in city council. Then we could talk about mayor. I want to be able to do the things for our neighborhoods, not only Borough Park.
but you know what, Heshy, I've learned before we say goodbye to our radio listeners is that maybe the people just, they need to learn the hard way. Because what I'm learning on this election...
My son told me that too. Let us make our own mistakes. I understand. You know what scares me? Like I keep telling people, Mandani's going to do a good job. Mandani's going to do a good job. No, you're laughing. But let's just say, for example, Hitler, when he got elected, he did a great job. Hitler came into power and he did a great job and people liked him, and then he assumed more power. This Mandani, if he does a good job, we're dead, because then he's going to...
No, I think people are going to leave with their feet. I think that people know what's on the line. And before we say goodbye to our radio listeners, Boone wants to say Helen Q will win. We support Helen. She came on the show.
I like Helen.
Helen would be great. I do want to say goodbye to our listeners on WJPR 1640 AM, WSNR 620 AM, and also 1027 WNEW FM. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's Just Enough
Join
Heshy
next
show.
week
Wednesday.
after I win the election.
Election celebration.
We're gonna have election. And don't forget, come Sunday to Amnon's Pizza on
48th and 13th.
And I'm going to buy you a free pizza. Everybody gets a slice.
And also, Boone asked about a race in Queens. We don't know enough about it. It was Phil Wong and Alicia Valenciennes. We don't know enough about it. I said the Republican Heshy would probably prefer, but we don't know enough. But we know Helen because she came on our show. We love Helen.
And I talk to her from time to time.
Yes, Helen is talk to us. We would love to see Helen win.
A single mother,
hard worker, very
smart,
strong supporter of President Trump.
Janine
Acofreda. I got her flyer today.
I hope she wins. I know that, you know what? I was checking into her. She's Latino, I think. And she divorced. And she came back hard. She opened up her own business.
Realtor,
she gave up her business now.
Right.
And she's made money and she's intelligent and smart. She would be a great borough president. I don't know why you guys would vote back for a guy who's done nothing again for 4 years.
But you know why? Because what's his party?
Democrat.
And that's why he'll win.
But we have enough people
Janine
out there.
Acofreda, look, I'm sure she's running a strong campaign, a grassroots campaign, but Antonio Reynoso is a Democrat in a borough that is heavily Democratic now.
Yeah.
But, maybe Janine will run for another race after this. Maybe she'll run for something else.
Usually first time is, they, even though they get depressed like me, they say, I'm giving up.
You've been fighting.
Right.
People, there was one guy said, you know what? Heshy keeps fighting. You know what the guy told me?
They enjoy their show.
This one guy.
I'm not here to do a show for you.
You're going to laugh. This one guy said, you have been coming to my door for 3.5 years now. He said, Heshy, you tell Heshy he's got to keep fighting, and I want to see him in there. I know. I was like, yeah.
Did he go vote is the question.
He says he's voting Tuesday, though.
So
he says.
I'm voting also Tuesday.
Same here.
Voting.
I will not do it. I will not do early voting. I will not do it.
I agree with early voting.
I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
I would.
And the mail-in ballots, again, stupid.
I think the mail-in ballot should only.
You need ID.
Yes.
And you need ID.
And Trump is right up, but I only think you should have a mail-in ballot if you're sick and can't go to the poll.
Sick, you have to.
It shouldn't be like, hey, I don't want to vote, and I can go in mail-in ballot.
Right. No, you have to have mail-in ballots. Have to have either a reason for
the New York laws were fine up until COVID, and Cuomo changed that rule.
Military, or if you're out of the country.
Military, yes.
And if you're out of the country,
yes,
you have a
even
right
Israel.
to request. So you give them an address.
Absolutely.
They mail the mail-in ballot. But here to mail a mail-in ballot to your house for no reason whatsoever, unacceptable.
I gotta ask you a couple questions real quick because I know we talked a lot about the mayor list. So what do you think about this government shutdown real quick?
So you know what, Schumer, that piece of garbage, they're running out of money that people won't be able to have.
By Saturday,
there's going to be no money for the poor people to have food. So Mr. Cuomo and Mr. Damdani, take your 175 fake dollars and maybe you can buy somebody food because they're not even going to be able to have $175.
I heard Cuomo made $5 million last year. $5 million as a consultant. $5 million.
Wow.
$5
people
million.
Will just and those people that bribed him or gave him a job are now going to be able to get some more.
And I
good
also
stuff.
want to give a plug to Jack Citarelli in the New Jersey governor's race,
Yeah.
because the New Jersey governor's
hope he
race is
wins.
I
Very
tell you
close.
what,
I hope he wins.
I heard Lakewood's going in block for him.
Oh wow, Lakewood.
They just broke for him.
Yeah.
The Vlad.
The point is forget that he's had Lakewood on his side, but that's
Then
not.
now it's going to be
but it's
like
not
a
enough
big
people.
number.
It's not enough people.
They say that they're coming out 2.5 times the size they came out 4 years ago, and he only lost by a small margin.
Yeah.
And another poll came out today, he was within the margin of error. I think he might pull it out. He's been on Zev Brenner a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He's been out there. I think the New Jersey governor race is one to watch. You're going to be councilman. You're going to bring Jack Citarelli on the show. And if you're out there, Heshy's still going to do the shows every week once he's the councilman, once he's the minority leader. And if you're out there right now, by the way, if
We
you
will
want,
have like the mayor speak to Heshy.
and if you're George Sarantopoulos right now, you better be voting for Harold Tischler as minority leader, because if you're George Sarantopoulos, you wouldn't be where you are today
Say goodbye.
if it wasn't for Harold
Say
Tischler.
goodbye.
So thank you, everybody. And for you, George Sarantopoulos, I want to make sure you win that race. You vote for Harold Tischler as minority leader. Don't vote for Ina. Remember, she's with Cracamo. Don't do it. Don't vote for Vicky Palladino. She might be with Cracamo. Make sure this is the man that you vote for.
Can you say Dumb Donnie?
And Dumb Donnie is got to go.
Dumb Donnie.
But we're going to get to the minute. But I want to say this before we sign off. Everybody out there, this is your last chance. I want to hear you go to justenoughheshy@gmail.com, 531816th
Play that
Avenue.
music.
Thank you,
I really
everybody.
want him to play the music.
Hashem will be with us. Heshy will win. Ina will lose. And we will be back here next Wednesday with a victory celebration. And we're holding everybody to it. So see you next week. Producer, play that music. And goodbye, everybody. Hashem. There we go.
Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight.